But Shakur was calling out Tank last week when he fought, and he said he wants to make the fight happen. But he knows he's the B side. He doesn't have the A side. He admits that Tank is the guy.
And they're not gonna let him, so he gonna talk that because he knows Tank ain't gonna let him do it.
How does that fight play out if they ever do mix it up? Same thing, early or later, or early? Definitely. How's Tank feeling his spirits? How's he looking tonight? The training camp was good.
Like Tank's the big brother from the little brother, but they both even because again they're showing the respect of the levels before and then after, you know.
Boxing trainers Kenny Ellis and Calvin Ford recently said that Tank Davis gets even more threatening once a match is scheduled. His precision makes rivals get hit with clean punches non-stop as he stays in charge the whole time.
All that sounds good right now, but when the fight is made and the fight about to happen,
Tank is not playing this Murray Matt.
He know what time it is.
That bell ring.
1 minute you on this side, 1 minute he is.
When that bell ring, Tank ain't playing this Murray Matt.
None of that tap tap.
No
like
tap,
you
tap.
see it at the U.
No tap. He not swatting flying.
I know what they're doing. They're just trying to make a fight. They're trying to make a fight. They're not making the money Tank making. You know what I'm saying? You know, again.
But he can box. But I can't stress enough. Every fighter get hit. They get hit every round.
That is why he still leads the pack. Leonard Ellerby believes Davis stays above others his age because of his strong history, his star quality, and his skill at standing apart from newer boxers.
And all of
I mean, I'll throw Canelo in there. He kind of...
Yeah, no, and what I'm saying...
for y'all, for what y'all doing.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but when you look around, who else has built that kind of star?
Right. Like, built. Yeah, it's tough. Not yet. Nobody's reached the pinnacle that Tank is at yet.
No.
There's a couple ones growing, though.
Yeah, of course. There's a lot of good young talent that's out there. There's a lot of talented fighters in boxing.
Yeah.
But Tank's that dude. Though.
Yeah.
Level above everybody else.
You know what, for me, because I had Shakur on the show, and great fight. I can't wait for that super fight one day when that obviously, you know, is going to come to fruition one day.
But that does not mean the chance is available right now. Calvin Ford rejects Stevenson's challenge of Davis, saying it comes from the spotlight that follows fighting the biggest name. He says Stevenson must first show his worth against top competitors before jumping directly to the best.
I just don't pay attention to them. When they start fighting, first, of course you're going to want to fight Tank. They know Tank is the best right now. They know it. But goddamn, fight somebody that's up under him. You get what I'm saying? That's if I fight him, I know I'm going to get a little bit more recognition. That's how you got to be thinking, but I ain't going to keep giving you secrets.
And here the story changes once more. Davis doubts Stevenson's fire, saying his posture and whole look do not show the attitude of a fighter with real aggression. He explains that Stevenson's calm approach makes it tough to understand his true thinking during tense moments. He feels that doubt stays until they actually meet in the ring. But for now, he notices a possible gap in their mental state.
Showtime, you was like, you ain't feel like he really got the Is that you just talking Javante like gassing it, or you really felt like that when you look at him like he ain't got that like that?
I feel as though like he don't. I feel as though that. I don't know. Maybe he say like he looked. He just his what is it? What is it? His
with the persona.
Yeah, his persona like ain't tough, but so I really don't know till I really get in there, But me reading him, like his body language and things like that,
ain't give no energy.
Ain't give me like.
Stevenson says people often get his style wrong. He argues that his command and clean work make rivals seem weak instead of the match being boring. He thinks his footwork timing and defensive skill stop even the best in the weight class. He keeps saying this method would hold back any challenger and make them look average once inside the ropes.
Hopefully my style is not boring. My style is just the fact that I make shit easy. Like, guys can't do nothing with me. It's like, you can name all the best fighters in my weight class, but if you put them in the ring with me, they all might look like Teofimo. Like, Teofimo was just one to step in the ring, so...
Roy Jones Jr. sees Davis as a well-rounded boxer who brings together strength skill and smart footwork. He views that mix as a major edge in all parts of a fight. But he also points out that Stevenson sometimes moves too far away from the action, which reduces his quick replies and changes how people see his fights. That is when the small points begin to count.
One of the best ones out there is what they don't know gets less respect for it, but one of the best ones out there.
Now his mouth a little different, you know what I'm saying? He's a different kind of character when it comes to his mouth.
Yeah.
Because that's where he's from. But he's really one of the pound for pound, the best ones of the crew. And I'm gonna tell you why he's the best one of the crew to me. He can punch, but he also can box. You understand me? Some that can box can't punch. Some that can punch can't box. He can box, he can punch, he can move laterally, he can do it left side, right side. He can do whatever he needs to do as a southpaw to get the job done. And that's saying a lot, because not many guys can do that today.
Like I said, once again, I'm talking to you, the great Roy Jones, just correct me if I'm wrong. From his last 4 fights, I think he's gotten better at setting up punches, making people walk into him. He did it against Roland, he did it against Ryan.
He's a very good fighter, but he gotta learn, and I will hope he will pay attention to this, because this is gonna mean a lot for him. His feet are good, but sometimes they take him too far out of range to be able to come back and count. The last guy he fought, the guy was a good puncher, so when he was jumping back, he was jumping too far back out of range to where he couldn't come back and get something right away. You know what I'm saying? And for the fans, it starts to look bored.
Greg Hackett says Davis succeeds more because of his technique than just pure strength. He points to his rhythm precision and choice of punches as the true edge. He explains that these technical skills boost his hitting power and make his attack more threatening than it looks. But he also suggests that when facing another very skilled fighter, Davis might turn more careful and picky, which could reduce how often he chooses to attack.
Which one do you think got this 5-star? And which two is, would you say 3-star, 4-star?
The power is.
I think, you think I don't know, man.
Take away the power, he might have 4 losses.
No, the power is 5-star.
Take away the power, he might have 4 losses.
Yo, I think he might be more skilled than he is a puncher. I think the skills is what.
He got a hell of a skill.
I think the skills make the power. I think because of the placement, the timing.
You know why I say that? Because if you put him in there with another guy with skills, you're gonna see him slow down. You're gonna see him take his time. He's not gonna be so quick to use what he got, because I know he might make me pay for it. That's what we saw in the Lamont fight. Yeah. That's why I say the power is his go-to, because I know I can do this too. But in case I can't, yeah, I can box you. But then how much can I really get off if you got skills too? Lamont got skills.
All right, do me a favor, real fast before we end this segment. Give me your top 10 punches of all time. Punchers.
Coach Abdul argues that many past champions relied more on force than on clean skill, and calls that a common pattern in boxing. He adds that even with today's more polished athletes, physical power still decides many fights. He notes that Davis can be losing on the scorecards even with all his talent, which shows the difference between technical command and actually ending the fight.
This is the thing about boxing. Most of the champions, not now, but you got some skilled guys. But for like the last 10, 15 years, all the guys that had belts, they had very little skill at all powers. If you look at the landscape of boxing these days, the champions is really more powerful than anything.
I can't say that.
Not right now. Not right. For example, we want to see what it takes. We say he got skills because we like the look. But 9 times out of 10, Tank is losing on those skill cards.
Coach Abdul also says Davis is a patient finisher who waits for the right moment. He points to his calmness, his sense of timing, and his habit of watching rivals before he hits. He explains that Davis lets opponents gain confidence, while he quietly learns their moves and habits. He argues that as soon as those patterns repeat, Davis strikes fast and turns small errors into clear knockout wins. In 10 fights, he may be losing on the scorecards.
9 out of 10, Tank is losing on those scorecards.
Yeah, I think that's more so his style. To me, Tank is a complete fighter. Like, he don't have, I think because his style and I think he chooses to lose the rounds though.
Because you know what? I ain't trying to cook that shit. And you know he got what?
To me, how I look at Tank is like a professional hitman, right? Tank will let you, like, you be walking around, you be running your play and this and that, and then like when you think nothing's gonna happen, yeah, Tank's like that, dude. He will sit you, he'll let you win rounds. He's taking pictures, and then right when you go to do the same thing twice, Leo Santa Cruz, he threw the same punch 3 times.
This is what makes the matchup more interesting. Terrence Crawford rates Davis very highly. He respects his power, his skill, and his overall effectiveness in the ring. He sees Davis as a serious threat who can flip a fight in one instant. Still, he leans towards Stevenson because of his defense, his control, and his ring discipline. He believes Stevenson's ability to block clean chances could lower Davis's effect and turn the fight his way. He is a very good fighter. Yes. Do you understand what I am saying? I respect him as a boxer.
He's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
You know, man, I respect him as a fighter.
Yeah.
You know, he definitely got skills, he got power, he got tremendous boxing ability. But like his core personality and his ways are differences. I'm telling you as a fighter,
yeah,
I will pick Shakur because I don't believe Tank will be able to land those big shots on Shakur like he does everybody else.
Right.
Shakur defense is just too tight.
Teddy Atlas calls Stevenson a very skilled technician. He notes his quick hands, his sharp eyes, and his solid amateur background. He points to Stevenson's counter, punching, his smart defense, and his control of range as major strengths. He says these traits make his style hard to figure out and reduce what opponents can do. He ends by saying those qualities turn a fight with Davis into a real top-level challenge. Stevenson is a great boxer with amazing ability.
He's a terrific boxer, tremendous talent, and he's got a very difficult style to decipher. You know, when you fight him, you have to not only deal with his talent, his great ability, but that you got to find a way to decipher his style. He's got a style that is very difficult to overcome and to look good with, and you know, to obviously be to be productive with. I mean, he's got fast hands, he's got good eyes, you know, he's comfortable in the ring, he has that great amateur pedigree, you know, he's tremendous counter puncher, real good defensive fighter, you know, he controls space as well as anybody, you know, I for myself would love to see him and Tank Davis.
At the same time, Stevenson calls this fight the true highlight of the sport. He points to the high level of skill from both fighters. He says his attention is fixed on just one rival, and that name stands above everyone else in the weight class. He describes it as a career-defining moment, but waits to prove his full claim when the chance finally arrives.
I want to do it. I would love that fight. I think that's the best fight in boxing if we speaking like skills-wise. He's not going to tell y'all that because however he be thinking, he think the way that he think. But me, truthfully, I think that's the best fight in boxing, and I want to prove to the world who I truly am. So you can name 5 fighters, but all them other dudes don't matter. There's one person I really got my mind on at the end of the day that I really want to fight when it comes down to.
But on the other side, Davis rejects the idea that Stevenson is his hardest test. He says his boxing skills have no special features. He doubts his defense and his range of attacks, noting weak head movement and a routine style. He insists that without real strengths in important areas, Stevenson is not a real danger at the highest level.
He just jumped back. You never see him slip no punch. You never see him slip no punch. Go look at it. You see him back up from a lot of people. Back up, move around. He don't got no technique. And his offense is the same thing. If you go look at
For Davis, the doubts go past just fighting style. He questions the early hype around Stevenson in the lightweight class, saying he has not yet truly proven himself in that group. He points to several things that still need checking at this level. He leaves it unclear how those things will carry over when the opponents get tougher.
Contemporaries have a lot to say these days. Shakur Stevenson, well, of course he's now 135 after all that stuff, and then Devin Haney.
Right, so why people even talk like he the best at, he didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 126, 30 or none of that.
He is good.
Okay. How can you, all that's just okay. How can you stop?
At that moment, the talk moves past just skill. Timothy Bradley pushes for Davis and Stevenson to actually meet in the ring, calling it the most sensible fight in the division. He thinks both men have benefited from the same kind of doubt, which makes a head-to-head battle the cleanest way to decide things. He insists the match would bring huge excitement and do very well in ticket sales.
Tank Davis, you step in the ring and face somebody, dog, already, bro. For real. Like, I know he coming back, dog. But I'm just saying, like, fight Shakur, bro. Fight Shakur. That's all I'm saying, bro.
fight any of these top guys out there, man. Because you can say, oh, Shakur ain't fight nobody. Shakur ain't fight nobody. And Tank ain't fight nobody. Why don't they fight each other? If that's how y'all want to play it. Bro, that will probably be one of the biggest fights in boxing right now, bro. The biggest fight. Box office, it will sell out like this, like that. It'll sell.
The discussion only grows from there. Leonard Ellerby supports Davis to run the fight, saying he can set the pace and dominate whole rounds. But Eddie Hearn disagrees and argues that Stevenson possesses the talent, the system, and the restraint to push back against that control. He insists Stevenson's technical skill offers a true opportunity to upset Davis at the highest stage.
I love that.
What? Shakur can't beat Tank.
I disagree.
He beat all the He can't. Tank.
Disagree. Tank loses rounds.
Tank decides to do what he wants to in certain fights.
We can you have a big bet on that fight.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
I think Shakur's the man to beat.
Shakur cannot. Tank. He's a very good fighter. A lot of respect for him, what he's done in the ring. He got a good team around him, but he can't. Tank. Can't beat Tank.
I disagree with you on that.
Can't beat Tank.
The discussion only grows from there. Leonard Ellerby supports Davis to run the fight, saying he can set the pace and dominate whole rounds. But Eddie Hearn disagrees and argues that Stevenson possesses the talent, the system, and the restraint to push back against that control. He insists Stevenson's technical skill offers a true opportunity to upset Davis at the highest stage.
I'll say something about Shakur. His fire has been dampened for a long time by people that knew he was going. Right? He did a big gate in Newark. He was the highest rated fight on ESPN this year. Shakur does big numbers, but they didn't want to tell everyone that he does big numbers. If we keep building him and he comes up against a commercial giant like Tank, Shakur against Tank is one of the great All-American fights and one of the biggest fights in boxing.
And that is where views begin to divide at the very top. Eddie Hearn backs Stevenson's place in boxing, noting his solid TV ratings and rising worth in the sport. He suggests Stevenson's forward motion has been overlooked even though he keeps delivering good fights. He believes a meeting with Davis would rank as one of the biggest events in boxing.
He's a beast, he knows how to figure you out, but one thing about Tank, which I love, and this is why he's gonna be great, because he fights. And when you fight, you're gonna get hit. And when you fight, you're gonna get hit and you might get knocked out. But that's the beauty about Tank.
That's why they love him.
He fights, and that's why they love him. That's a perfect example.
Right.
Tank Davis is...
At the same time, Davis brings a different kind of appeal. Oscar de la Hoya praises Davis for mixing smart boxing skills with a real desire to fight. He points to his awareness in the ring, his ability to adjust, and his calmness under stress. He notes that this style brings risk, but it also makes his fights more exciting. He ends by saying this mindset is a big reason why Davis has become a star. Alright everyone, stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Glovelard and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.